problem number 65 from homework 2.5, day 1. It's a true or false question, and it says the graphs of f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 6 and f of x equals the absolute value of negative x plus 6 are identical. The only thing that's different between these two functions is that in the second function, x is replaced with negative x. When we replace x with negative x, that means we're going to reflect the first graph in the y-axis. Reflection in the y-axis. So the second graph, the absolute value of negative x plus 6, is a reflection of the first graph, f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 6 in the y-axis. So let's try to determine if these graphs are in fact identical or not, as the question asks. So let's graph f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 6. Compared to the parent function here is the absolute value of x, and relative to the parent, this graph is shifted up 6. So the graph of f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 6 will have a vertex at the point 0, 6, and then it will have the same shape as the absolute value function, where these rays have slopes of +1 and -1, respectively. So this graph, when we look at it, is an even function, meaning it is symmetric with respect to the y-axis. So it has y-axis symmetry. So to go from this first graph, the absolute value of x plus 6, so that's what this graph is, to the second graph, we would reflect this first graph in the y-axis. But if we reflect an even function in the y-axis, we get the same graph. So this question is true. The graphs are identical because f of x equals the absolute value of x plus 6 is even, and when we reflect it in the y-axis, we get the same graph.